Do I genuinely have to download OBS? OBS. Wow, now it actually worked. What the hell? This is retarded. Wow, now it actually worked. What the hell? This is retarded. Wow, now it actually worked. What the hell? Like, I genuinely opened another tab and downloaded OBS. And guess what? Suddenly the stream runs as soon as I started downloading OBS. No joke. And hello Blue Cat, hello Morgan. I'm quickly gonna... Hi, no you. What the hell? What do you mean by that? I'm gonna go on... most logical would be automation track, I believe, but I will use it to its full capacity when it comes to testing all the vehicles and magic. But quickly before that, just gonna wait for a bit for people to join in and on the stream and whatnot. Well, you know, give a couple of minutes. In the little meanwhile, I'm going to do some rubbish. Oh, I need to take out my textbook. And my pen. Oh, there it is. Because I have written down everything magical and whatnot. Let's see, nice to hear that you got your voice back. Well, thank you. In fact, it's actually not 100% back yet, but at least I can speak freely now. Thank you. So let me see. All the cards are marked under A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, exactly. 10 cards as expected. So that's good. That's really damn good. Now let me be a quick douchebag. I'm gonna spend 2 minutes learning how to drive again. Just 2 minutes learning how to drive. Or maybe a little bit more. Before I actually go into proper driving. So, if you pardon me, just hold on for a bit. Oh no, that's a wall. This is what I mean, I need to quickly relearn how to drive. Otherwise I'm gonna be in every damn wall with your vehicles. Oh no, that's grass. One lap around here should be good enough, I believe, for me to actually get started with all this. Wall tap. That's not how wall taps happen. They happen with the back of your car, not the front. Focus. No, that's another filthy wall tap. Okay. Muddy, was I good at sliding in the Subaru? Honestly, I have to admit, I still have to watch that. I'm sorry, I came back from work and it's been like 2 hours. I just sat here and did jack shit. Well, maybe not jack shit. Kinda loaded in your cars in automation, revalued them. I didn't really do that much, so sorry I didn't really watch the video. But I will get to it. Oh no. Okay, enough of this. Let's get on with this. So the first magical vehicle. Armored Havana wagon. There we go. So here are the things. I will actually start measuring the scores, and not the like normal scores, the things I requested. I measured the numbers you got over there to recreate the end number to acquire your score for the vehicle, at least mechanically, and then I will also give a score of the vehicle after driving it and evaluating like that. And here's a little funny thing, and also a bit of a downside to this whole challenge. Problem is that only 4 cars did not get some sort of a penalty. They did not get a penalty out of 10. 6 cars actually, some of them didn't follow the rules or just had really tiny mistakes that were on the limit with the rules. But anyway, let's keep going. So armored Havana wagon. That's this. Well, I can see those are flip open headlights. I can't really reevaluate those. But let's assume they work and everything. So that's it. Do we have reverse lights? Oh, that's park. Oh, yes we do. I didn't even notice those. Thankfully I noticed that it's in park. Okay. Vipers and everything. Cool, cool. It has everything. Exhaust on the side. Kind of an American thing, to be honest. At least from the era. Quite nice amount of detail. Really like this line on the back. That way, that's not the back, that's the side. I'm stupid. The front grille really reminds me of some sort of a Chrysler. I forgot, from the 80s. Or late 70s. Anyway, this thing looks really damn decent. I don't understand. Why the spoiler? Why do you need a spoiler on this? But I must say I do like the colors, really, period, correct? And now let's stop me blabbering randomly and let's drive this. Automatic, nice and boring as it should be. So handling wise, let's handle on 50. Okay, maybe a bit more. I need to go faster to actually test the handling button. I'm not gonna race around. Whoa. The gear dropped. No, basically shitbox automatics. Pardon me, I need to clear my throat. There we go. So let's drive this somewhat sportingly to a... Ooh, the brakes are... can't lock up the wheels even with my brake pedal at the very on the ground. So that probably is a little bit of a minus. The way how this car feels, well, it feels like an absolute boat, as it should. But yeah, it's a bit annoying that I cannot lock up the wheels at all. And it started sliding. The handling is actually really decent for a car this size. Whoa, what the hell? It wants to slide. Kinda. Wait, I wonder if I lock up the wheels. Oh, you can lock up the wheels, you just need to be really hardcore on it. Okay. So, let's see, locking up the wheels? Yeah, that's almost not possible. So, the brakes actually need a bit of stiffening up over here. So, let's see how the automatic gearbox is tuned. Driving 50. Okay, that's a bit over than 50. The gearing is pretty nice, I must say. Pretty decent for these speeds. And city traffic, like 60, 2000 RPM is really good. Okay, maybe not really good-ish, but it's still pretty damn good. The gearbox is tuned pretty correctly for city speeds. Now I want to test it on 90. What will the gearbox do? Will it drop a gear? Or go up a gear? 2,500 RPM. Not great, not terrible. It doesn't really help the fuel economy. I mean, I did not really mention fuel economy as a genuine rule, because, let's be real, it's America. They didn't care that much about it anyway. Even after the fuel crisis, they just started caring about the environment. But from a European standpoint, actually no, there is no European standpoint, this is pure America. Either way, I must say the gearing is actually quite decent. For Europeans, this would be a bit too much, but for America, where they didn't care about gas mileage that much, this is pretty okay, I must say. If the RPMs be above 3000 while driving normal highway speeds, then that would be an issue. Hey, it's actually quite stable. If you like start sliding, the car kind of wants to straighten itself out. So that's a little bonus. Has a nice tow hook, license plates, all the lights. Oh, the brake lights are the turn signals in the back as well. That's a really nice touch, because that's how Americans rolled. I wonder if I can do something stupid. Yeah, that doesn't work. Okay, the wing is a bit unnecessary for this vehicle. That's a bit unnecessary, but the amount of detail, like I can see there's a badge here, I can't really zoom in sadly. But the amount of detail on this vehicle, maybe it looks a bit plain, but with that, even if it's plain, this is really well detailed. I like this a lot. I like the license plate position, because that's also how it was for a lot of vehicles of that era. The pop-up lights, okay, these are not pop-up lights, these are like roll-up lights or something. So, let me see. The spoiler on the Armored Havana is actually an airfoil. American wagons used to have them to push the air down behind the car. Huh, now that's been interesting. Either way, nice to know. Nice touch in that case. I'll believe you in that. And Uncle Alcohol, for fuck's sake. Why wasn't I made aware of this challenge? Well, I don't really know. Are you on my Discord? Because your name does not ring a bell at all. So, if you're gonna tell me your Discord name, I don't know. But even if you would be on my Discord, I made announcements of this in the announcement channel. But anyway, let's get on with the challenge. Well, carry on, I mean. Visually, this vehicle has actually quite a bit of detail. Even a little antenna over here. Roof rack. Nice period correct rims. Color patterns are nice. Like, I mean, this color is ugly, but it's actually correct what it used to be in that era, so this thing is built really damn well. So, visually, look-wise, I mean, it's not the most, how to say, appealing, but it definitely is made really damn good. So, look-wise, from rating from 0 to 10, I would give this a 9. Like, it's not 10 because it's not something out of the world or something. I mean, I don't necessarily need something out of the world, but I mean, I would say you need something that would make the vehicle. What was the words? I suddenly forgot. I forgot English. Pop out from the rest of the cars. This kind of lacks that, but it's made amazingly with all the details, so it's definitely a 9. And the way how this vehicle handles, okay, maybe not this part, not the drifting part, because I drive it like a lunatic. But it actually, for a boat, it handles, and it doesn't want to go sideways everywhere. The handling is nice. I mean, it could work with the brakes. They are a bit too soft. You can't lock up the wheels no matter how much you try, almost. You need to lose grip, and then you can brake it with locked wheels. Therefore, drive-wise, I'll give this an 8 out of 10. So let me quickly calculate the score for this vehicle of my own scoring system. I'm sorry if I'm talking more than driving, but I want to keep this as fair as possible, therefore I need to keep track of what I am doing when it comes to numbers. Anyway, let's move on to the next vehicle. Oh, wait a second, I kinda forgot one thing. I wanna see this thing's suspension. I almost completely forgot about the serious test. Does this car have any penalty? No, this is one of the very few vehicles which doesn't have any penalties at all. That was me on purpose, by the way, not the car. I want to make the drive to the off-road a bit more exciting. So I'm gonna quickly drive to the off-road area and see how well it performs there without trying to kill myself. Okay, like it actually corners really well when I use my mind to drive it. So yeah, this really deserves a pretty nice score. Ooh, it's nice and bouncy as I can see, but it's not too bouncy, it's logical amount of bouncy. That's so cool. So let's go over a bump or two. Oh crap, I forgot to steer. This thing is like perfect suspension. It's soft, but it's not too soft, so it's not bouncing around. That's impressive to find the perfect balance for that. Let's go a bit more harsher. Let's make this thing bounce a bit. Over here there's really rough terrain, but no, it just absorbs and goes smoothly over everything. Even that was an insane bump. Like, I noticed it, but it didn't really affect the driving that much. Oh no. Ooh, log swipe, nice. This little jump. Barely felt it. This thing has really great suspension. Wow, I'm amazed. So, driving score, fine. I'll guess it's gonna be a 9 instead of an 8. Just because the suspension tune is actually spot on. Okay, let's move to the next vehicle. What was the name? Gallagher Washington. If I can, yeah, there we go. Gallagher Washington. Gallagher Motor Cars Washington. There we go. Finally, I can pronounce it. Pardon me, I had to cough a bit. Don't want to cough straight into the microphone. That would be mean. Okay, this thing. Quad exhausts. Well, yeah, quad exhaust pipes. Not really for the era. Wow, it's small. The back is like chopped off. This is like a larger AMC Gremlin. The front has really thick tires, has turn signals, headlights, but it's really damn plain. There's no chrome bits at all. The wheels are not exactly period correct. There's no windshield wipers or anything. Just plain lights. There's no turn signals in the back. Oh, wait, there is something, but it doesn't really work as a turn signal. I must say, look-wise, this is a bit of a 4 if you ask me. Mechanically, this had a really minor issue. Therefore, I'm a bit curious on how it's going to perform. It's manual as well. Okay, cool. It's a bit more on the sporty side. Well, since it's manual, there's no real point of me testing how the gearbox is adjusted, because if I want economy, I just go for a bigger gear. Kinda. Well, okay, maybe not that low RPMs, but like 450, third gear, there, economy is there, and going straight for 90. Let's try pulling it to 90. So, fourth gear, okay, it's a 2000, I believe, in fourth gear. Okay, brakes. Okay, the brakes are actually really nice. As in, I was testing the whole range of the brakes over there, just there. Okay, quickly pull into 90. Yeah, the gearbox isn't really well. Oh, a bit of hardcore braking there. A bit more decent braking. So, what's this? It's losing grip at higher speeds. I mean, these cars were not really meant to be driven like this, but it's the fastest and most reasonable way how to check how well the suspension is tuned, if it is able to keep the car on the road by pushing it to its limits. Okay, this is not gonna go well at that speed on this road. Yeah. But actually, the suspension is pretty well tuned as well. I can't really say anything bad about it. Let me go on the handling curves a bit quickly with this. Oops, my bad. It actually has a lot of grip. All the tires were thick as fuck, to be honest. Not having any issues at all. Actually taking these corners in quite high speeds for something like this. Then again, this is a really small version of a wagon, to be honest, comparing it to other cars we got here. Well, it handles, I can give it that. It actually handles and drives pretty okay. So, let's go to the off-road track. It lacks power. It's just one wheel peel to go sideways. Yeah, this does not like sideways at all. No sideways action here. Maybe here? Nope, nope, nope. Oh, what the hell? Wait, what? It's front-wheel drive! It's a straight 6? No, it's a straight 4? I can't count, I'm dumb. It's a V8. Transversely mounted. And it's front-wheel drive. This is like a Cadillac. Like, late 70s Caddy. But even then it was longitudinally mounted instead of transversely. That's a bit interesting. Okay, let's check out the suspension. Okay, that was a bit of a bump. I don't even know how to drive this car anymore. It's front-wheel drive. Morgan says, see ya. Okay, bye. Oh wait, Blue Cat is leaving. Okay, bye, dude. So, this thing is absolutely weird at this point. It's front-wheel drive. I don't know how I can exist anymore. Yeah, not you, Morgan. Okay, I need a bit of bounciness on this, but because it's front-wheel drive, I'm actually experiencing a bit of understeer on the gravel. I can't go fast enough. Okay, there we go. Oh, whoa, the suspension is a bit not soft. What's the opposite of soft? Stiff. The suspension is a bit on the stiff side for this. This is unusual, to say at least. Front wheel drive. Okay, it's not soft. I don't understand this car anymore. I need a bit of a different experiment for this one. How much suspension travel does it have? It has hell of a suspension travel. Why did it... Oh wait, it bounced because it's not stiff. It's way too soft. That's the thing. It bounced because it bounced back from that mini jump over there. The suspension is too soft on this. The exact opposite of what I said previously. My bad. I want to go over that bump again and to test that properly. God, I have to actually drive slowly and think about what I'm doing. But I can just drop it in. No, I can't. Oh god, front wheel drive. Okay, let's see. Again, over here. Yeah, it gained... I mean, you can survive these kind of bumps in this vehicle, but it's a bit too soft. So let's drive something... Oh shit, that was a bit too hard terrain than I expected. But yeah, the back keeps bouncing off the ground when you gain a little bit of airtime and just bounces off back in the air, therefore not really great. Okay, let's go to scoring. How it drives. It actually handles really well. On pavement, it handles really, really well. What to say though? I will not give it minus points for being front wheel drive. I like unique designs. Therefore, ain't half bad actually. But the suspension was a bit too soft. A bit, just a tiny bit too soft. Hmm. I think that will be a 7. Because this is actually no, it had pretty nice brakes, so I'll bump it up to an 8 actually. The drive on it would be an 8. Penalties minus 0.7 points, probably because of brake fade. I know I said there's like maximum 2% of allowed brake fade, but I give really minimal penalties of 0. some percent, as in this case minus 0.7% for having still some brake fade. Therefore, let me quickly calculate the points. I just wish this thing would be a bit more visually appealing. Either way, moving on. Next is going to be Morganska Wagoneer. Which is this. Unique thingy. Okay, let's see. Huh. It's a bit more on the plain side. It has windshield wipers, though they're kind of upside down. It has the most basic turn signals, nothing extra. This is more of a European instead of an American wagon. It even has a straight 6 instead of a V8 or something. This is like really European. Really, really European. And something that would come out of the 80s instead of 74. So, and it does lack in a bit of detail. Since it's the wrong era, like visually this is a 3, I must say. Let's drive this. Ooh, automatic, that's good. Does not have a lot of power at all. Let's see how it handles at speeds. You can barely accelerate, to be honest. Well, it's rear-wheel drive, you can see that. Well, it's somewhat stable-ish, unless you start doing stupid things, the speeds. Okay, the brakes are actually nicely tuned. It handles, but it does, with the rear end, it really likes to kick out. That happens, so okay. Let's try doing this in a bit of a speedy way. Like, it doesn't need to have race, like, cornering. Just enough to deal with this, and it should be good enough. Oh crap, I forgot to brake. That was me panic braking. Handles well enough. Oh crap, I went off-road, therefore it lost traction. My fault there, not the cars. So let's try taking this in a bit higher speed. Well, it works, kinda. It becomes a little bit understeery, but that's fine for something like this. Oof. cut into a tiny little drift over there with the weight transfer. Not exactly what I meant to do, but that can happen if you drive like an idiot. Drive's okay. I need to get... Okay, I need to go back and check the gearing for the automatic gearbox to see if it's in a reasonable range. And also yet to go on the off-road track. Okay, it handles pretty okay. Not really great, but it's not bad at all. It's pretty decent. I like it. Drivable. Decent tune. I'm just a bit disappointed about the body. Oh, that was a bit of on a purpose. Actually, since I'm already moving my ass to the off-road course, let's see if I can make this a bit more exciting. Kinda. Kinda lacks power. Okay, over here. Let's see how well the suspension is tuned. Ooh, this is gonna be Driftapalooza. Pardon me. I still need to regain my voice to 100%. Let me break this into a drift, so I can actually get to the bouncy bits sooner. That was actually nice bump absorption over there, under a bit extreme driving conditions. Come on. There's the bouncy bits. There we go, gotta start driving decently again. Oof, it's a jelly bean. Well, actually not that bad, at least it didn't really bounce back up in the air. It is a bit of a jelly bean, like the rollover angle is quite massive, like roll angle is quite massive. But the suspension in general ain't half bad. Well, like it's not bouncing up in the air anymore. It just has massive roll angle. I'm getting a bit carried away, I'm sorry. Oof. Lost all my momentum there. And let's test the gearbox as last things. 50. Decent-ish enough. Now let's see what this gearbox wants to do on the 90. There we go, 90. Ooh, that's like almost 3000 RPMs. That will not make the engine last long if you keep driving this on the highway. Okay, scoring, drive-wise. It actually handles really damn good. The only issue being the gearbox, like highway speeds. And the roll angle is like pretty massive, which was decent, like normal thing for the cars of the era. But this is not really a car from the era, judging by its looks. This is 80s. Like really reminds me of 80s. There's not much chrome at all. Yes, Morgan. The scoring for driving. Should I make the sleeper wagon from it? I mean, you can. You're free to do so. Be quite interesting. Like, it has sleeper potential. It doesn't really look like anything that would go super fast and anything like it would stick a massive engine in it. So yeah, you could go ahead. Anyway, drive-wise, the score. I mean, it drives actually nice, kind of. Like, I'd say an 8. Like, again, 8. It drives decent. Just that one gear issue, which is not that big of a thing, but still is a thing. And it had like -1 point of penalty in general. Oh right, I left it in gear and let go of the handbrake. Whoopsie. Oh, but it also has pretty high comfort. That's cool. That's cool. Okay, got the score in. Need to write it down. I will announce the scores after I tested all the vehicles. So let's move to the next thing. Next magical thing. Novo Rosa Ribeiro 400. Ooh, I remember this. I saw this vehicle and I was like, what the hell? Come on, load in. I guess there's like too many fixtures for the game to load in that quickly. But this one was rather impressive. There we go. Now look at this. All those little lines. Holy crap. The headlights are obvious. Oh my god, how many indicators does it have? A bit excessive, but damn, it does really make the car pop out a bit. The headlights are tucked under, it's like swipe open. I don't even know how it's called, to be honest. But look at all that chrome. This is screaming luxury to its max. It also has one of those little spoiler thingies. Tire in the back. The rear lights are nice. Turn signals in the back as well. There's like so many turn signals in the general of this car. What the hell? But at the same time, it's cool. And of course, it's V8 powered. How else? Wow. Yeah, I don't care. This is a perfect 10 visually. Holy crap. Can't wait to drive this. There's even lettering on the back. Holy crap. Ooh, but it does feel like a massive boat. It looks like a boat. Ooh, it's so underpowered as well. How much horsepower does it even make? I can't even unleash all the horsepower because just not enough of it. The brakes are a bit on the loose end, but still okay-ish. Like that, they're acceptable. 200 horsepower exactly is max this engine can output. It needs every bit of it to move all this weight around. But damn! This is pristine looking. Handling, it's a bit understeery because it's heavy as fuck. Oh shit. I did use the handbrake for a bit there to turn into that corner. Let's... Oh, the torque. It has the torque. Okay, I want to go to the, how was it called, cornering track and check this out a bit more thoroughly. But I can see that cornering wise, this is not that great. This is really understeering. it's easier to just drift in the corner with this. But let's see how well it corners now. Okay. Yeah, the understeer is really noticeable. I'm not even going that fast through here. This is probably the slowest car so far. I mean, these cars didn't necessarily need speed. Oh, lost grip. A bit of a swirl and it loses grip. It has a really small tire profile. Yeah, this thing can lose grip quite easily. And it's understeery, so that's a formula for drifting. Kinda. Yeah. Really small tire thickness and a lot of weight to move around with a V8 towing this. Okay, handling wise, not really the most perfect thing, but it's not really bad either, honestly. As long as you know what you're doing, it's not bad, but this is not foolproof, unlike the previous vehicles. You actually need some previous experience of driving to drive this. So, this thing not gearbox yet, suspension. So let's drift through these corners first, like I always do. Oh my god, it's such a massive boat. It takes more than that and the entire road. Come on. But the amount of detail on this is shocking. So here we go, the bouncy road. Okay, I didn't feel that. Okay, felt that. But again, well, it's a bit on the soft side, but it's... Oh my god, the understeer just killed me. Oops. Oops. No grip to pull out of this. Cool, cool. That's another tree. Double oops. Okay, let's get back to... well, down this hill. The suspension is really soft, but it wasn't that soft enough to make this car go back in the air after the little landing. But it does feel like a massive boat. The suspension travel is brutal. Let me go back on the road and test that out a bit. Okay, it's not that terrible, to be honest. It is a boaty, yes, but not absolutely insane. So let's go and see the gearing. Last thing about the gears. And it's a drift machine. Make a drift version of this, dude. And this is really underpowered drift car, but this just means it's hard to spin it out. Okay, lower it down the speed to 50. Okay, the gearing for city speeds is perfect. Now let's see what it does on 90 on highway speeds. Okay, I ran out of room. I need a straight, so hold on. A few more corners. Let me get on the straight to test that out. In the meanwhile, I'll see if I can drift every corner. This is probably a bad idea. But when else are you gonna see a massive ass wagon sliding like this? Okay, so highway speeds. 90. Oh, the gearbox can't decide which gear it wants. Like, let's go like 87. Okay, that's still lower gear. And 90. 90 is exactly a gear lower. I mean, not lower, but wait, what? A gear lower? Oh, it's because I started accelerating. Never mind. Either way, the gearing is around 2000, and for highway speeds, that's pretty damn good. Sweet, let's throw this. Don't ever do this with the family inside, though. You'll make your daughter and everybody else poop their pants. Unless that's what you're going for. Oh no, I'm spinning out. Saved. Okay, drive-wise. Suspension was pretty almost spot on. Gearing is spot on. It has a nice amount of power and everything. Body roll is fine, I must say. The only issue I found was with the amount of grip this thing has. Because it barely, like, it has enough grip, but there's just that really small line of going perfectly in a corner and starting to slide. Therefore, that little tiny little thing is a bit of a downside. But the handling is really good in general. Still, I must give it another 8. So far, only one car had like almost perfect handling. So, this is another 8. Pardon me, I need to clear my throat once again. So, let's calculate the scores for this car. Oh no, this car had the most largest penalty out of all the vehicles because it picked a part that was not allowed to be, like, a pretty important part. Ouch, that impacted its score a hell of a lot. I think that just answers everything. Let's move to the next vehicle. Next vehicle will be... I don't know how to pronounce that, to be honest. I need to find it around here. Saturn Galaxy. There we go. I wrote it like a complete imbecile in my textbook. And judging by my spelling, I spelled it as Smyrn instead of Saturn. How the hell I did that? I don't know. I guess you have to ask my autistic side of the brain. Oh, this car does have a penalty as well. A moderately large one. Had issues with brake fading. I mean, still below... How was it called? How was it called? Still within the limits, but really close to it. And big penalty because practicality did not meet the requirements for this vehicle. Was close, but did not really meet it. Anyway, visually. The fuck? The shape. No, that's a real awkward shape from the side. Like, the back is so long. It's making the front look like it's nothing. Like a minibus, almost, kind of a thing. The front design is kinda interesting. I dig it. Has all the wipers and everything. A sunroof, a little roof rack. Fuck, the back. I love the back. Dear gods, put this back on the 65 muscle car body. That would be pristine. Has indicators in the back as well. Does it have reverse lights? Yep, nice. I love this wooden paneling on the sides. Oh my god, even this lettering over here. Oh man. It's just, if it would be the 65 muscle car body and a bit different front, because this front belongs to a European car if you ask me. Everything else is just gorgeous. The wheels are also period correct. Wait, what? Oh no, the wheels are not period correct. This is like central hubcap lock, meaning it doesn't have bolts. It has one central hub, like the hub lock, which was a thing in the 60s and like in the 60s and late 50s. In the 70s, it was kind of deemed a bit too, what was the word? Unsafe. Okay, let's go. Oh no, 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 no. This is scary at this point. Yeah. This is drifty as fuck. It likes to lose grip. Whoa, it's so swirly even braking. What the hell? It's a drift machine though. So, braking. Swirly. It looks like it has serious lack of grip during some cornering. Well, let's see. Wow, I'm pressing the brakes, it just goes sideways. Okay, let's drift this. Oh, what? I fucked up. Maybe we have a drift wagon. Okay, let's try taking this corner around 80. I'm really afraid, to be honest. I actually did it, okay. Well, it actually did it. But the brakes are really scary, I'm afraid to use them. That was me purposely getting on the track sideways. Now I want to go this as planted as possible. Okay. No, that was not my intention to go sideways there. Fuck, a bit of a brake applying, like being gas applying out of fuck's sake, I can't speak. Applying a bit of gas, and it already likes to hit the back out. There we go. Like I'm not using. Oh, lost traction. I'm not using a lot of gas at all to make that happen on purpose. Now I'm full power. Gotta brake, gotta test this corner a bit more thoroughly. Yeah, traction might need a bit of work. This thing really lacks traction. It's a drift wagon. Okay, suspension test. Okay. Well, let's slide these boarding corners because there's nothing in these. This is fun to drift. Okay, now serious driving. Can't. Again, driving seriously. Okay, the suspension is rather nice actually. The suspension is spot on. But it has no grip. That was barely. The suspension is like 10 out of 10 to be honest if I would be measuring the suspension separately. But yeah, it's just all about that grip, like the looks, I mean, they're fitting but they're awkward. Like, I have to say, the front doesn't looks like it belongs to a different vehicle. And not this one. Like, the back and the front are two completely different things. So just last thing of the gearbox. Well, 50 is obviously nice. Let's go back all the way to 90. What does 90 say in our speedo? A bit on the high part when it comes to rev range. But I'll let this pass. Score-wise, the looks. The back is absolutely gorgeous. The front is really odd, but I dig it as well. The only problem being that the front and the back look like that from two completely different vehicles. That's the only issue. Like, make a vehicle based on the back of this, and then make another vehicle based on the front from the front of this, and you will get two really cool looking cars. But those together, not really. It just looks like a GTA 5 mix-up car in a way. So, look-wise, I'll give it a 7, just because the amount of detail in it. The way how it performs and drives. Not having enough grip is an insane hazard for a family driver vehicle. Okay, well, I can't really demonstrate anything right now, but that's an insanely huge hazard. But I have to say, the suspension is tuned perfectly. It can, if you like, don't apply any gas at all, it actually takes corners really nicely. But since grip is really demanded, the drive itself is going to be also a 7. So let me quickly bring out the calculator and calculate the score of this vehicle. So, okay, got it. That's that. Moving on. I might want to go a bit faster with all this. Next is Tofik Motors. Tofik Motors Hestia. Or Hastia. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Hastia. That's how I'm going to pronounce it. Game, do you exist? Please, please do the game thing. I want some quick water. No? Nice little badge of the name there. Oops, my wheel's upside down. The indicators are there. Reverse lights are there. Ooh, fancy wood. I mean, it looks like a massive plank just nailed down, but it kind of fits it. Though the turn signal in that position does not fit at all. The front is really muscle car-like. Like back from late 60s, very early 70s, the front is like really muscle car-like. I would expect a 300 horsepower V8 under this when I see the front. Has the wipers, a little antenna, cool for detail, like that. A little badging over there, the oil filter, I mean not filter, oil, the gas cap, pretty decent. That's not a turn signal over there, what is that? I don't know, I don't really want to know anymore. Dual exhausts, V8s, oh I love V8s. It's a really nice body as well. This is really cool. I like it. Visually what I can say. It has nice amount of detail. It looks really clear and clean. So, pretty correct. So, I'll give it an 8. It's not absolutely gorgeous, as in there's not insane amount of details on it. That would make me go, wow. But this looks fairly nice and real and legit, so 8. I will consider that as a pretty good score compared to some other scores we have got here already. Let's go for a ride. The side mirrors are a bit too small, maybe. Soft. What is? Oh no, never mind. Ignore that. Oh, he has a rear windshield wiper as well. Cool. This is probably one of the least powered ones, I believe. Oh no, wait. 192 horsepower, 193. Okay, not that bad. The brakes are spot on. Love it. I am getting scared of the way how this handles, because it handles like it's almost made by Germans. Oh, never mind. It handles like an American car, but it still handles really damn well for an American car. This could be classified as a GT car if you gave it a bigger engine. Oh, I forgot how to use the thing that slows me down. That was my fault there. But, whoa, the gearbox is really slushy. Oh, I see, it's a bit on the understeery side, actually. Didn't go as nicely as I expected. It's a drifting part, but that's not really a necessity for this challenge. handles so nice and it feels so safe to drive. What the hell? Like, it feels so safe to drive. Of course there's tire squeal, but it doesn't want to kill you. It's like a proper family car for an old grandpa to even drive. Handbrake. Yeah, it doesn't even have much power to go sideways when the gearbox doesn't downshift, and it doesn't downshift fast at all. It's like a retarded horse, which is, well, all the gearboxes at the time, though it somehow sticks out to this vehicle. I won't say that as a bad thing at all. This just feels safe for some reason. Like, it doesn't even allow me to slide it like a maniac. Well, in the dirt, there's nothing that can stop me from doing that, though. Okay, what the fuck? How can the vehicle be this... how to say this? This gentle towards the driver. I'm trying to get this go sideways even in the dirt, but I'm actually struggling. Can I like give this extra points for safety and whatnot? Like, I don't know if I can know how to explain that. Oh shit, oh shit. Well, that went on a bit of an extreme there. Oh, quite a bit extreme off-roading. I'll try to do that jump at the very end. Well, not exactly a jump, but you get the idea. Which will finalize my plan of this vehicle. Oof. It kinda does bounce back a bit. It kinda does bounce back a bit. I think this is a bit on the step. I cannot. No, it's still on the. Oh god. It's a bit on the soft side. Like, too soft side. When it comes to the suspension. Okay, there's nothing stopping me from taking these corners. Except this car. Come on, you can let me do a slide or two. Your rear-wheel drive V8. Oh my god, it's impossible. Okay, gearing, last thing. Fuck, too fast, 50. Yep, decent, like every automatic gearbox can actually have a decent, well, RPMs for 50. Let's go back to 90. What does it do on 90? Wait, that's it? Doesn't want to down upshift? Ooh, the RPMs are a bit high on highway speeds. That greatly reduces the, well, I'm an idiot. That greatly reduces, what was the word? Reliability. Either way, scoring of how it drives and handles, I definitely must give extra points that this vehicle is hard to drive like a maniac. This is like a grandpa vehicle, which is almost ideal for the plan this is made for. But the suspension was a bit too bouncy-ish. Like, I cannot really measure suspension stiffness related to the body weight in actual math. I can only measure it by how I feel the vehicle when I drive it and seeing it how I drive it. So, but everything else was nice. Then again, a bit high RPMs on highway speeds, so you can't really be cruising. Hmm. It did have a pretty big penalty. Well, not a really big, but still a decently sized penalty for something. I kind of forgot what, to be honest. It was, I think it could have had. No. It definitely wasn't anything minor like the brakes or whatnot. Or like the brake fade. Okay, driving. Score. Let's give it a 7.5. Actually, no. Let's give it an 8. I'll give it an 8 because I love the brake, how this car brakes. I'm really. Well, keep forgetting the English constantly. I'm giving out 8s like it's candy. Then again, I won't really be giving out candy. I want it all myself. Okay, the score has been summed up. Let's move to the next vehicle. So let's see. Valiant Deluxe Family. There we go. Valiant Deluxe Family. So what does it say Forza Motorsport 4? I don't know. Don't ask me, that's YouTube. Okay, so that's that. All the blinkers there, reverse lights there. Everything's there basically. Exhaust is a bit too low hanging, well, not a big deal. I like the color, like vine red, pretty nice. The front grille is truly unique, I must say. I don't know why you want a scoop on something like this. They were not really meant to be fast, so they don't really need that much air. The engines were stupidly restricted. Vents for dissipating heat from the engine bay on the sides. That's a bit of a sports car thing. I like the mirror placement, unique, cool. Little antenna, like a miniature roof rack with 2 sunroofs, cool, cool. The back itself is a bit plain. Okay, let's go for the drive. How much power does it have? Because it looks sporty. Actually, not that much. Oof. Okay, I actually want to just do the highway test here right now. Otherwise, this is just dumb. So 50 works. Let's go to 90. Just want to check the gearing fast. That's decent enough when it comes to RPMs. But I do love the color. Oh, sexy. Oh my god, it understeers like a mule. Okay, I did that. This will be a bit more interesting now. Yeah, it's understeery as hell. The brakes are nice. Now, my retardation factor. Doesn't really want to let me drift this. But I can drift everything. It's a rather nice vehicle. I mean, it's a bit understeery, yeah, but it's more understeery than the rest of the vehicles so far. But it's not that bad. Not really great either. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Hard to corner. But fuck it, I like the colors so much on it. What the fuck? It's also period correct as well. Like really dark red like this. It's actually a really nice color and fits. The roof is like really like, is this black? I think it's black. So that's not really correct to have a black roof for something like this. That was like a feature for sports cars mostly, and even then everything almost had white roofs. Well, it's a real gentleman's car so far. Okay, so I'll be pissing off the off-road test, but so far what I've realized is just understeer. Everything else is nice. I fucked up the drift. Whoa, what the fuck? Okay, let's go. Redneck style. Okay, it doesn't. Why did the front mirrors flopping around like there's some dildos? What the hell? Oof. This is. Oh shit. Okay, the suspension is absorbing all of this pretty damn well, and I just did insanely hard line through that. As in, through the most hardest, bumpiest parts of all. And the suspension actually took it really well. Oh, this is gonna be a crash. Or not. Okay, it's boaty, but the suspension actually takes it really well. Ooh, right in the ditch. Oof. No, I'm gonna spin out. Oof. Okay, so Tofik is saying that mirrors are blocked by the front pillar. The driver is sitting here. He actually has line of sight on them right in front of the pillar through the front windshield. Because the front windshield is slightly curved. So, judging by driver's position, he can see it. He kinda can. Though I can believe the pillar is obstructing the view just a tiny bit. So, a little design flaw. Oh, hell yes. Okay, enough of hooning. So, look-wise, this vehicle. A bit plain, to be honest, but I like it. I love the roof. What he has done with the roof. But it looks like a late 60s car from the front at all. Like a late 60s muscle car. Or late 60s family car, in fact. So, look-wise... so it's rather plain overall. I'll give it a 6. The way how it handles. Understeery. But that's literally the only issue with it. Everything else is like almost to perfection. Well, not exactly perfection, but really great. So, another damn 8. Because I hate understeer, but it's safer than oversteer. At least I believe so, because to encounter understeer, you need to be going pretty damn fast. Which is already like stupid amount of fast if you're not racing. So let me calculate this. Huh. It actually has the highest comfort value out of all the vehicles. But it also has a massive penalty. Shit. Second highest penalty. Thought for a second this thing could go into like into the top 3, but nah, the massive ass penalty got this car thrown down pretty low. Welp, sorry. Next thing, W74. This thing. I can say from the picture already, this is not really American. My god, I just coughed really heavily. Okay. This is an insane Lada. Sadly, this is not Russian car challenge, because this is like 100% Lada by the shape. The rear lights are at least Americanish. 1 liter engine. Okay then. $33 horsepower. This is not American at all. What the fuck did I just do? Oh crap, my bad. It's automatic. I just made the engine like grenade. My bad. 33 horsepower with an automatic gearbox in 1974. That makes no sense. So can I get economy on driving on 50? Kinda? I assume 100 is unreachable. I can give it a shot. Let's see if I can reach 100. To check highway speed, gearing, which is probably through the roof. Well, I mean, brakes are nice. Steers perfectly like a tiny little European car. That's as much as I can say about this thing. But I'm really curious if we can reach highway speeds with this. And if it takes a decade or not. Okay, we got to 80. 85. Holy shit, it's highway speed! So highway speed's at 4000 RPM and after a whole minute of accelerating to it. Not a great thing. Well, let's top this thing out, why not? $113 is all this can go, okay. I mean, it's 33 horsepower, but when I said the American oil crisis, I meant American oil crisis, meaning the fuel price got 1/5 of a hamburger more expensive, which is still nothing. Well, it can handle, I can give you that. Let's just piss off straight to the off-road curse. This is like an extreme budget car, but it has an automatic gearbox, and judging by the antenna, a radio as well, and it's front-wheel drive. This vehicle makes very little sense. Yeah. Okay then. Well, it's super soft. I can't take any of the corners the way I wish to. I mean, that's not really related to the challenge, but still. I do like unique ideas, but this is a bit of, well, too big of an exaggeration of the American oil crisis, that it's an actual crisis, even though it wasn't really. So, suspension. Well, it can't really go fast enough to test the suspension properly. Just boop. I'll try to jump it, I guess. Wasn't enough. Okay, let's go on a serious note. Does it have reverse lights? Oh, it actually does. Oh, the front lights are from mid-80s. I do like the tiny little moldings over here with the turn signal in it. That's a nice touch. But this is not exactly what I expected to be American. The funny fact, this car didn't get any penalty mechanically. Why? The dude actually built it really nicely. I'm surprised myself. It has pretty high comfort rating. Actually, second highest comfort rating. Go figure. Look-wise, it's a 5 if you ask me. Not period. Not okay. It's a period correct, but completely wrong side of the world. Driving it way too underpowered. It handled. Suspension was okay. Well, as much as I can test it with that limited speed. But 6. So let me calculate overall score. Quickly, 61 magic. You're not supposed to hear what I calculate. Okay. You know the funny thing? This car actually got a pretty high score in general. And the only reason why it has a really high score is because the cars which were decent had penalties which brought them down a lot. So you rather should have a lower score instead of having a penalty, because the penalty gives you even lower score. Okay, moving forward. Clio, oh my god, how am I supposed to pronounce that? Where is it? 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 Clio Quarvantina. Clio Quarvantina. Okay, so this card has the highest practicality rating. It looks 70s muscle, like a muscle car, a bit too much of a muscle car from the front. The rear lights are a bit of a meh. It's a bit too much of a muscle car aesthetic. But the color is correct. The overall idea of the vehicle is pretty correct, I must say. Ooh, nice badge over there, like a caddy. The side mirrors are a bit too slanted. And the back looks a bit too sporty-ish. It doesn't have massive amount of detail, but I definitely can admire the effort that went into creating this back, because this is actually not really easy to do. Good job for the dude and adding all the badging and the little chrome strips on the sides and on the hood. Has perfect wipers and everything. Look at those tiny turn signals in the front. That's pretty dope, actually. Now that's correct. This thing is pretty dope in that kind of a sense. Though, could have benefited from maybe wooden panels on the sides. Maybe. And less of a sporty-ish or muscle car look. But the visually overall, I'll give it a 7. Let's go for a ride. No, not like that. Normally, elegantly. I'm starting to be curious of how much power this thing makes. Because I believe there's none of it. Spit out the floor. 156 horsepower. 157. That's a really small amount of horsepower for 5-liter V8. Oof, heavily understeery. Pardon me from coughing. I'm not used to speaking this much yet. Okay, kinda handles. The brakes are nice. It's a bit understeery. Well, that's doable. Huh. Yeah, the understeer is a bit annoying. The tire's squealing constantly, holy shit. Well, at least it doesn't go sideways on its own. That's a good thing. What else is this vehicle able to get out of it? Well, it handles pretty okay, so I must give points for that. So, last corner is then gonna go and test suspension. So let's have some fun, quick fun corners. Damn, one wheel peels. I wonder if we can drift this. Yeah, that went pretty okay. Oh, two-wheel drift. Okay. Suspension testing. I gotta get the bumpy parts first. Therefore, a bit more sliding till there. Sorry if I'm losing enthusiasm by this point, because I'm getting really damn tired and my throat is starting to irritate me. And I'm trying to be as objective as possible at this point. Now that was smooth. Okay, there we go. Oh, it's like a boat. Oof. Okay then. It's bouncy as fuck. At least it doesn't go back in the air, but it's really damn bouncy. A bit too softish suspension over there. Yeah, the suspension is a bit too soft. It wants to go back in the air. Completely forgot to test the gearing for, let's say, highway. So let's quickly do that. I need a straight. Come on, have some power in you. Not the best. Not really good for engine reliability. Like, it's not terrible, but not really good either. Really sorry. Coughing is really catching up. Anyway, scoring, driving. It's understeery, but it still works pretty well. The brakes are really nice. The gearing might need a bit more work and the suspension was a bit too bouncy. So, like, not that. Like, everything was overall pretty decent, but nothing was really good. So, I'll give it a 7. Which is still a pretty nice score if you ask me for something like this. Plus 7 plus magic. Let quickly calculate all the things. There we go. Like, it's overall a good vehicle, but nothing insanely stands out. But it's an overall good vehicle. Now let's move to the very last vehicle of this challenge. RCR Remnant. Remnant. A bit odd to pronounce this one. Remnant. I assume that should be correct. So, let's see. Ooh. Whoa. The front again, like, I see this late 70s styling, like Pontiac had something like this in the middle, but this also really reminds me of a muscle car. But I love the roof rack and all the sunroofs, damn. The wheels are nice. Side exhaust, sure. Have turn signals, have brakes. Do we have reverse lights on this? Oh, oof, no reverse lights. And there are no indicators on the very front of this thing. Yeah, you need like frontal indicators as well. So no reverse lights, no indicator. What the hell? How do you do that? What the fuck? Okay, I assume that was just a glitch in game. Usually this is actually really damn appealing, if you ask me. I like the wood paneling, like the whole underside of the car is wood paneled, like damn. And the roof is... The roof is nice. Like, holy shit, this is really nicely detailed. I believe this is... like, okay, people in the chat, tell me, if this is going to be 9 or 10 visually, what do you guys think? Because it has to be either one of those. But vote if it's 9 or 10. Actually, it cannot really be 10, because it has missing indicators for me. I guess it's settled on a 9. I'm sorry for... The question kinda pointless, because it has missing fixtures.